All right, good afternoon, everybody, and a very pleasant, happy Sunday. It's the 22nd of December. It's about 20 after 12. Okay, games are over. Not that we're playing games here. I've got a goal, with the exception of Christmas Eve and Christmas, obviously, for good, respectful reasons, that all calves to be weaned off within about the next 6-7 days. We've got a beautiful stretch of weather. We're actually about 3 days into it. It's going to last for about another 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. I'm seeing hardly any accumulation of snow within those days, and very nice mild weather. In fact, we got a high of 39 coming in about 2 days. I think tomorrow's supposed to be about 37. So, in a never-ending effort to prepare for another go-around, I'm doing something here today that we make a very common practice of doing when it comes time for weaning off calves. And this is also practiced, if you remember, come AI breeding season time in the summer. And that's grain. Breeding grain in here once, if not twice a day for training. Now, this is the first day. They haven't seen grain. It's amazing to me how well that they do remember, because all I had to do was shake a pail in front of the whole herd and just give the old famous saying, come on, that's it. It's amazing to me how well they remember. They're close to getting shocked there, 1031. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. So this is this is afternoon number 1. By tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be an absolute stampede in here. First things first, let's talk about this grain. There's probably a few of you that rolled your eyes a little bit, and I understand it. This is on me. This is my fault. I did not explain myself the greatest to the mill for this ration. That very high, expensive ration now for the Holstein heifers, it's gone because, of course, the heifers are gone. It was timed out quite well, actually. There was about 3 days of grain left, the very small amount needed after the Holsteins went bye-bye. So that is what I'm calling, let's call it my beef calf ration. What that is I order a 6,000 pound mix. It's 3,000 pounds of corn, 1,500 pounds of oats, 1,500 pounds of barley. Now, the corn was supposed to be rolled. That's on me. On my record, they have a different ration regiment because I was trying something different. You know, the never-ending whatever. I wasn't very specific that I wanted the corn rolled. I do purposefully want the oats and the barley ground fine though. This is what comes about of it. For a little bit of taste, and because it's not that much expensive, well, actually it is. To the 6,000 pound ration of grain, I'm putting in a very meek 200 pounds of dry molasses for taste. I have been told that you know, it's not very expensive, but if I want to cut half of that price, just quite simply put soybean in there, which I'm probably going to try on the next go around. Either way, it's grain. Cows, cattle, calves, all above, love it. Yeah. Starting tomorrow afternoon, it'll be a stampede in here. Now, I've been causing a little commotion right here, so that's why they haven't come in here yet. But they were on me immediately when I was over there. All right, the other thing that I'm doing here, which shame on me, I didn't do before. I'm kind of glad I didn't too, for the reason of buildup, is I'm opening this up and I'm leaving this open so that they can come in here and kind of get a feel. Basically, when you get the calves in here, calves and even some of these, you know, the younger head of cattle, these heifers and whatnot, it's instant. They're going into a highway of instant death because they've never ventured in here before. Now, to be honest with you, this is open all summer long. Of course, I've got the easy out gate closed for it to be open. Make that make sense. Yeah. So, oh, that bull was in here. Where you at? Hey, girl. Go on in. There's more grain in there. Yeah, it's only a 5-gallon pail of grain per trough. And it's just to, hey Curly Q, it's just to get them in here. Like I said, if I'm lucky enough, tomorrow afternoon when I do this, and I will do it in the morning as well, but tomorrow afternoon I'll show you the show that takes place. You actually, quite dangerous to be honest with you. You really need to watch it. That's the big bull right there. Don't ask me what I'm doing with the bulls yet, folks. No, I'm not going to have any calves really outside of season. I am going to have some later calves, but there hasn't been any jumping, for the lack of better words, for quite some time. I would have to say late September, early October. All right, now that he's gone. The other thing I started doing last night and then this morning again, and you know, this is children's games here. It means an awful lot. You know, I still got about 7, maybe 8 calves, younger calves, to put in the barn. And of course, they're put in the barn by way of that door right there. Well, I started feeding some wet baleage. Of course, this is last night's sorghum, which I'm very surprised in the amount that was left over here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's extremely stocky. We'll just call it one of them bales, because normally this is not the sight that you see off of a sorghum baleage feeding this year. But whatever, all's well. And then of course this morning, because I vice versa things, they get 2 bales of baleage a day, mixed in with all their other feed. One of them, of course, is a sorghum. And the other one, like this morning, was a bale of alfalfa. And of course, these pigs got that pretty much all cleaned up. Okay, the reason that I'm doing this and feeding some bales here is to solid up this ground a little bit when I come in with the tractor. It's just a small little deal to help out in the effort. It is pretty soft in here. Trust me, I about got in some big trouble here when we went after that first round of weaning. And of course, I gambled like an idiot. Beautiful mild weather yesterday, unbelievable. I left the hose out, thinking that they would drink off of it enough to where it'd stay clear, but joke's on me. I need to thaw that out here in about in just a little bit. Hey girl. They got their full weigh, got a corn silage, and then I'm making these pigs clean up a lot of feed. They had a quarter bale of hay here. I took the ring off. Of course there's just a little less than a half a bale of dry hay there. They need to eat off of that this afternoon. And I removed the ring from the, we'll call it a good quarter to a half a bale of corn fodder. I removed that as well and spread the fodder around. They're gonna pick through it and then of course bed on the rest. I'm making these pigs clean up a little bit. They have been just a tad bit spoiled. I'm not gonna call it excessive feeding. Can't be doing that this year. But they've been spoiled. Well, the games are over. It's time to tighten up just a little bit here. That bull's ready to party. Alright, this is one of my favorite girls here. I'm going to get a little dramatic on you folks here, but it means a lot to me. This girl right here is about 3 years old. Actually, damn near going on 4. The story is I bought her and a very small handful of others from a local farmer. What the hell was it? Was it last year? No, 2 years ago. I took a big gamble on her because she had never thrown a calf. He couldn't get her bred. Well, son of a gun, if I brought her here, and she actually was bred, ended up having the calf in early February, middle February last year. We had 42 below zero. Now, I'm going to shoot you straight because that's all I've ever done. We knew she was carrying. We knew she was getting close. I, in all my glory, procrastinated just a little bit. We were going to throw her in a maternity pen.